here. Today we're going to be doing a wreath with the little truck theme. Isn't this cute? I found this little truck when I was out the other day, and I already had some really cute ribbon that goes along with this, so we're going to be doing one of these. So let's get started. So we're going to be doing the curl poof method where we cut it. This is the jute poly mesh. Isn't this cute? I like this kind of burlap and white. I think it's just going to look really great with this. I'm actually going to be using a white work wreath. This is a larger one. It is a 16-inch. And this is one of the 2-level. So I thought it would be a really good one to do with this method. So what we're going to do, oh, and I'll show you some of the ribbon too. So we've got this one and this one. Isn't that cute? And this one. See how well that matches that? Oh, I love it. Okay, so we'll move those out of the way for now. And first things first, I'll move this out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it every 10 inches. So I want to do 1 layer on the bottom and 2 layers on the top. And that means that we have to cut 10 for the bottom. Let's make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 for the bottom, 8 for the top. So we need 16 for the top and we need 10 for the bottom. So we need 26 in all. So I'll be making 26 cuts. I'm just going to use my lovely mat here because I can cut right on it. Well, the first thing I like to do is just get a clean edge. It just really helps when you're measuring. So I'll just do that, and I'm just going to go through and I will cut every 10 inches. So I'll do that first. Okay, so I will make 26 of these, and then when I get back we will start putting it together. So I'll go and cut these and I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten a bunch of these cut, and so I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So what you're going to do first is to open up your ties on the bottom, because you don't want to have to try to do that while you're working. Now, if you do not have a wreath with the work wreath with the ties on it, you can just use pipe cleaners. You would just put them on, and then once you tie it on, you'd bend it over like this to see where to put the next one. It's the exact same thing they do with work wreaths. Okay, now, what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to curl it. See, it already wants to curl. So you're just going to curl it on the ends. You do not want to curl it from the center. You want to curl it from the ends. Now, the reason that you don't want to curl it from the center is you want this center piece to be open, okay, because that's what's going to make our poof. So you take these ends that are the curl, about 4 inches or so, and then you tie it down in your wreath form. Now, you want to make sure that this end with the opening goes down, because you don't want to have to try to twist it once you get it in there. See how I pull it out and there's the poof. So now you're going to do this again. Just roll it from the end. You don't want a tight roll, because if you have a tight roll, that middle piece isn't going to work. You want to go back in, do the one you just did, and tie down your curl. So what you're going to end up with on the bottom is you're going to have 2 curls in each one of these ties. Okay? Okay, and then you just pull it out like that. There we go. Alright. So I'll do it one more time, and then I will do the bottom and come back and then show you how to do the top. So just roll it like this. Make sure that bottom part has that little opening. Go back into your tie. Put another curl down. I'm only tying it one time because we're going to be coming back and adding ribbon. So I don't really want to make it too tight. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going around the bottom, doing the exact same thing. And then when I come back, we'll start doing this on the top. And then we'll start putting in all our cute stuff. Alright. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten the first row on. So now we're going to start the second one. So I will just take this and do the same thing. Oh, move my water here. Okay, so just curl it at the end. Don't try to get it tight. Make sure that middle little piece is down so that you can pull out your little poof. I'm going to tie it down one time. Just like that. There we go. Okay. I'll do it again. And then I will go off and finish this. Okay. So once more, just take it, roll it loosely at the ends. Go back in on one side, put the next curl down, then go to the next tie and put that down. Then you can pull out your poof. So I will go ahead and do this around here, and I will come back and we're going to put one more row in, and then we're going to be done with this part and we'll start on the next. So I'll be back. Okay, so I've gotten the second row on and it's starting to look cute now. So now we're going to put one more row on. We're just going to go right on top of the top, and what this does is it really pushes this down and covers up anything that's in the middle. So I will show you one more time. Just roll loosely from the end. Make sure that little opening is down. Just pick a point, doesn't matter where. Open your tie back up and put this one right on top of the one that's already there. And so what you'll do is you will push that poof down that's there. See, and then you're going to end up with 3 in a row. You will end up with 4 curls in each one of these. So when I start going around here and I'm not sure, where did I end? I will count how many curls I have, because it's easy to get lost. So Curl it loosely on the ends. Come back, open the tie, put it down, push down the poof that's right there, then open that tie back up and put the pearl down. And then you can open up that poof. Then you have 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I will go around and put this second layer on. And I will tell you that when you do this method, you are going to get some fraying, but it's going to be not very easily seen. So there's no sense in worrying about it, because you can clip off the little pieces that are seen and you can spray it if you need to. I would advise E6000 adhesive spray or the Krylon Clear Glossy. Make sure you use the glossy, because otherwise it'll make everything dull. So I'll be back. Okay, I've gotten it all in. See how cute that looks? I like that. This is one of my favorite methods. I learned this awesome method from my wholesaler, which they use it all the time and love them. Okay, so now let's add this ribbon. Love the ribbon. Okay, so now let me try to do this as quietly as possible. So I have these coordinating colors. So people ask me a lot, you know, how I pick colors for things. And so I will tell you what I do is I'll pick one thing. So with this one, I started with the sign. And so I like this because it makes this sign pop. So I picked out this natural color and this white. So that's what I did for the mesh. And then I went and found this ribbon. See, that matches. It even has the same thing on it. And then this matches. And then this matches. So that's what I do. I will pick something out, and then I will just pick coordinating colors to go with it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut ribbon streamers. So I'm just going to take, this is a 6-inch piece of cardboard, and if you wrap it around one time back up at the top, this makes a 12-inch ribbon streamer. I also have a 7-inch and an 8-inch to make 14 and 16-inch ribbons, but most of the time I use 12. And so what I do is I'll just twist this around here like this, cut it off at the top, and then I covered it in duct tape, and the reason I did that is because it allows me to slip my scissors right inside here. Okay, and then I will just fold it over like this and cut at an angle. Whoops. Like that. Because I like to make this little detail. I just think it makes it look nice and finished. So I will do that. So I'm going to cut streamers for this. See how nice that's going to look? So it's all going to coordinate, but it's also going to pop. So I didn't want my mesh to be overpowering, because I really could have done red and black, but then I think that this would have gotten, the detail of this would have gotten lost in that. So I didn't want that. So I picked this. Alright, so I'm going to cut all these ribbons, and then when I come back we're going to put those on, and we're going to put this on, and the way we're going to put this on is we're going to staple it on the back. We're going to staple some pipe cleaners on the back, that we can tie down to our base. Alright, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten all my ribbons cut and I am ready to put them on. So I just take 2 different patterns, find the middle, and then I'm just going to pinch it and put it down. And then I'm going to twist this 3 times and get it nice and tight. And then I'm just going to curl it in on itself, just like this. There we go. And then I will spread out my ribbons, like this. So same thing, just find the middle, pinch in the middle, open my tie up, put the ribbons down, and then tie it off 3 times. Like that. And then scrunch that up on itself. And then pull out my ribbons. Here we go. And I'm just going to do this all the way around and on the bottom, but I'll show you one more time. Just find the middle, open the tie up, put it down, tie it 3 good times, and then twist up the tie that's left. So what you're doing is you're making like a little ball right there, and then pull out your ribbon. I'll show you one on the bottom. So just take my 2, and I will tell you what I do just to kind of save time is when I cut my ribbons, I'll go ahead and put 2 together, and then I just have them in a stack like this, and then I just take 2 at a time. It just makes it a lot faster. So just find the center, open up the tie, put it down, tie it off 3 good times, and then curl it up. Now you can leave these out as a decoration, and sometimes I do, but if it is very thin like these are, then I won't. If they're the nice thicker ones and they add to it, then I will. Okay, so I won't make you watch me put all these on. I'll put these on, and when I come back, we're going to get this sign ready to put on our wreath. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've gotten all the ribbons in except one, and I'm leaving that one blank because we're going to put a bow there. But in the meantime, I thought we would get our sign ready. Now there are several ways you can attach signs to wreaths, but what we're going to do is we are going to take some felt. Now you don't have to do it this way. There are some ways that you can use some tape that's kind of like that command tape and do that, but I don't have any of that today, so this is what we're going to do. Now the first thing I like to do is figure out where I can attach it. So on this side and on this side. Okay, so I will cut my felt up, and I just use felt so that the staples will not go through the board. Now this is very thick, so it's very unlikely that it's going to go through, but you know, better safe than sorry. I don't really think I need quite this much. So think we'll use about that much for this side and this much for this side. Okay, I'll look at it quite much. There we go. Then I can save the rest of this. Alright, so as soon as my hot glue gun heats up, I'm just going to put a little hot glue on the bottom of this, and then I'm going to take my pipe cleaners that I took out. Okay, so what I will do is take this and put some hot glue on it, and then glue it down right there, and the same thing on the other side. Okay. So I'm going to be using staples. They'll be loud and my dog will run out. So here we go. So I just put it down and I just staple it and there she goes. Right down to the felt. She really does not like it when I use the stapler. Okay, so then I just turn it one time just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Then I will do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And just that quickly, we are ready to put our sign on. So, let me turn this back off. That thing gets very, very hot. So now I want to put my sign here. And we have our little ties here, and I'll just move aside my mesh and find the frame. I will tie this down to the frame, but I don't want to squash my mesh, so I'm not going to tie it so tight that it will squash my ribbons. Okay, right there. Okay, we're going to use that little thing up there as well, but let me get this one in. Okay. And all I'm doing is tying it right to the frame. Okay. So I want to make sure that you can see it well. So if I need to, I will move my ribbons around like that. There we go. All right. Now we have one hole that was already in it, so I will take that and I'll put a little pipe cleaner in it, twist it around the back, and I will tie that down to the frame as well. So then we'll have 3 nice points that will hold this in place. Okay, I'll make sure I haven't made anything too tight. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got our sign in, and it looks good. Now, the last thing we're going to do is a ribbon. A bow. So what I'm going to do is I want to see a little bit more of this ribbon because I just love it. I just think it's so cute. So I'm just going to make a little bow, and we're going to make some pretty long tails that are going to come down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my little piece that goes in the center. So I'll just pinch the end like this and go around and pinch it like this. And then I'm going to twist it And the reason I twist it is because it makes it easier for me to keep my finger inside that loop. Okay, so I will make my first little bow. I'm going to keep my finger inside there. I'm going to get back here, make my second little loop. I want to make sure these loops are the same size. There we go. Once you get past this second one, it becomes a little bit easier. Okay, so when I get back to the center again, I'm still holding my finger inside this little loop. I'm going to twist it like this, and then I'm going to go back, make sure it's the same size. When I get back to the center, I will switch out my fingers just to make it a little bit more comfortable, but I will twist it again. And as you see, what I'm doing as I'm going is I'm going ahead and putting the loops out to the sides, so I don't have to do that when I'm done. So back to the center, twist it, and what you're doing is you're twisting to get this pattern back on top. So center, got my thumb in there, twist it, that pattern up. See, now we have a nice little bow, and we won't have to stretch it out when we're done because it's already stretched out. Okay, so I think that's big enough. I don't want the bow to be overwhelming. So now what I'll do is I will take a pipe cleaner and I will go right through the center where I have my thumb and I still have everything I'm holding tight. And I'll go under here, see the back, and I want to twist that as tight as I can. Make sure everything's still in there nice. Yes. Okay. Now we got ourselves a nice little bow. There we go. Just like that. See how nice and easy that is? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to cut this off because I do want tails, but I'm going to do them separately. Okay. So when we go back, and this is where I left a space for our bow, we're going to put our bow up here like this. And we're going to have some nice long tails coming down the sides. So let's see. Let's do about 20 inches on each side. So about right here. Okay, and I will go ahead and fold and cut at an angle to get that nice little pointed detail. So I know where the center is. I'm going to pinch it in the center. I'm going to go back to my bow and I'm going to put it right down with my bow. Tie it down one good time. Now, when we put our bow down, we're going to have this nice little detail coming out to the side. And what you can do is you can just pick a couple spots and just put a little dab of glue on it to get it to stay in that spot. Now the other thing you can do, now that we've gotten that done, is if you wanted it to be a 2-ribbon bow, we could pick one of the colors, one of the ribbons that matches really nicely. I think that one does. And let's see how big our loops are. Loops are 4 inches. Okay, so we could take a second one. Okay, start it off. Now we're not going to do the middle piece because we don't need to. 4-inch loop. Okay, so we'll just do like maybe 4. So those match. Now with this kind of ribbon, I don't need to twist it because it's the same on both sides, but really it makes it easier to hold it in your hand, and it makes it easier to make sure all the pieces are going to stay together. So just put these here. So I'm just coming back to the center. Let's do 3 loops. Twisting. Going back this way. Come back to the center. Now if you have trouble with your hands, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. You can use the bow dabra, which I'm not sure where mine is, but you can use clips. You can get a Pro Bow the hand. If you have problems with your hands, I'm going to tell you, Pro Bow the hand is the way to go. It's a worthwhile investment because it makes it really easy and you don't have to hold them at all. So for anyone who has trouble with their hands, it's really a great option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to put this ribbon down on top, and then I'm going to put my tail back down, and I'm going to tie it off really tight because I don't want any of that to come loose. Alright, now I can come back to my wreath, and I am going to tie this bow down right to the frame, and then I will just rearrange my bow. Let's put this down here. There we go. Okay, so I've gotten the bow all spread out. I think it looks cute. I like this little stuff coming down the side. Okay, and then that's it. So, let me pull this up so you can see it. There we go. So that's what it looks like, all completed. So I hope you enjoyed this. You'll have to let me know what you thought. Now I know a lot of people like this ribbon, and I'll tell you that I got this ribbon from Carolina Pottery and the truck too, and they do have an online store if you want to check. But I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll be back soon. I have a lot more planned. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.